Hello, as we get into the week 6 of this year, we examine the weekly global trends and forecast for which happened in the last week, covering global, Middle East, Indo Pacific, South Asia, and India. Let's get on to the global trends. We didn't find much change in the global trends as far as the unilateral use of military power, geopolitical uncertainty, multilateralism, and great power competition. UN influence continues to be low, energy security remains a concern, whereas alliance stress between NATO and the Euro-Atlantic remains despite the ongoing Munich conference in Germany. As far as nuclear non-proliferation is concerned, there is no progress between the United States and Russia, who have yet to agree on extension of the agreements. When you get on to the Middle East, here again, there is limited positive developments which have taken place over the week, be it regional state stability or external intervention in Iran, Yemen, Somalia, and Gaza. The state non state conflict continues in Yemen, Somalia, and Somaliland. Interstate conflict between United States and Iran on one hand is remains uncertain, and in fact it has gone into the negative with concern as reports of US President ordering one more aircraft carrier, Gerald Ford, one of the biggest in the US Navy, to the Middle East. Internal political tensions and situation in Iran remains uncertain, whereas the humanitarian crisis in Palestine or Gaza continues to increase. As far as the Indo-Pacific trends are concerned, the leadership summit between US, China, China, Russia presidents, respectively, has created some positive environment. It remains to be seen how far this is taken forward as President Trump is due to visit China in the coming days. Great power competition remains a concern, and this is in fact moved from the uncertain to the concerned area, so there is a negative development. Alliance stress between US and allies, and particularly the Quad, remains uncertain, even though at the Munich Security Conference, Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar indicated that Quad is continuing to be one of the important Indo Pacific partnerships. Interstate conflict, as far as Cambodia and Thailand is concerned, the there is challenges with last week recording one mine incident. As far as internal military stability of serial which we have added of China and PLA, it continues to remain a concern despite signs of external normalcy. Now let's get on to the South Asian trends and forecast. Interstate conflict between Pakistan, India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, the negative trend continues, and in fact, there is a possibility of Pakistani airstrikes or border attacks in the coming week, given the large scale, multi pronged terrorist incidents which happened in Balochistan a week ago. As far as elections in Bangladesh is concerned, I think there's a positive development with the elections held successfully in the past week and going ahead with the majority obtained by the Bangladesh Nationalist Party. There should be a formation of the government should indicate a positivity. Terrorism in Pakistan continues to be on the negative, whereas the positive development remains on the India-Bangladesh relations, which has moved from concern to uncertain, even as Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Tariq Hussain, the chairman of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, for his electoral success, calling him up on the telephone after a tweet. Political exclusion, Afghanistan and Pakistan remain, whereas the humanitarian stress also continues. As far as internal security is concerned, in Bangladesh, you have a positive development in terms of a low level of violence which was noticed during the elections, uh, despite concerns over the same. Nevertheless, it is remains in an uncertain territory. Now, let's look at the trends in India. As far as India is concerned, the geopolitical dilemma which faces as far as engagement with Iran, Venezuela, Myanmar, or the Gaza board continues to remain uncertain. Economic diplomacy has moved, in fact, from the positive to the uncertain, that is a negative trend. This because of the concerns expressed in various quarters in India against the Indo US Nuclear Framework Agreement. As far as neighborhood stress is concerned, the improvement in Bangladesh is a positive development. The another positive development is the defense capability building of the Indian Air Force, which has moved from concern to the uncertain territory after firm indications of the Defense Acquisition Council approving 114 Rafale combat fighters from Dassault Aviation of France, having accepted the necessity for the same. Other trends we have seen no change, including youth empowerment, militancy in the northeast and J&K, and radicalization. So with that, we end our presentation of the forecast. A point to note, these trends and forecasts are derived from qualitative analysis on publicly available information. You are encouraged to conduct own assessment and evaluation before making any policy or operational decisions. Thank you for listening.